Well, hello everybody, Vicky here. I hope you can hear the excitement in my voice. I should have cleaned my mat for such an occasion, but it's done, it's finished. 2.5, 3 years work, 10 of them, and I've been working at them, and I don't have any videos up for the last few days. I realise not many people watch, but I do try and be regular where I can. And I just got to the stage where I had so much out to finish these off. I just wasn't going to stop anymore. So this is number one. Now these are for sale, and I will get them up in the shop as soon as I can. If you see one that you like, just message me, write a note in the comments and tell me which one you want. So these are what I've been referring to as the ephemera folders, ring bound folders with space to grow in there, and I've put a little tassel on them. Everyone's different. They're actual coins. They're not fakes. They're not worth anything really. They're just from all different countries. So this is Queen Elizabeth, so it's from a Commonwealth country. It's 20 cents. Might even be a Brit. No, something islands. Solomon Islands. And so it's coin, as you can see, and there's a little key there, and there's some little baubles and bits and pieces on them. I'll try and get a good picture of it to go into the shop. So that's what we start with. Haven't decorated the front of it because I've wanted to leave some spaces for whoever gets them to make it more their own. I've done enough to get everybody going. So there's 10 pocket pages. The front of it's about 600 GSM cardboard. So let's go. So we open this is the very first one I made. So in here we've got a little policy pocket with a bit of binding, seam binding. Now inside there is a little tag and a couple of little bits of cut paper to use as the base of the cluster, and another coin. So this coin is Papua New Guinea, which sits up the top of us. I'm Australian, for those that don't know. Papua New Guinea is the island that sits, the big one up above us. And in here I've put a journaling card, and I've just, in case you didn't know, I don't know why, it just seemed like the right thing to do. Now, as with everything I do, I miscounted, so I've got quite a few things left over. So I'm just putting in an extra one in there as we go, because I'll need to show you all 10 of them because they're all different. I won't be doing everything in this detail. I'll just flip them so that you can see the decoration. So this one's a lot smaller. It's up in the corner. It's got a little bit of glazing over it. Now I will tell you that I'm not very good with glossy accents, so while they look pretty and they're shining, they're a little bit lumpy. So do not expect, if you get this, do not expect perfection on my glossy accent. So there's room here for you to put a picture. If you want this to be a memory book, you could put a picture here, and then over here you could put bits of ephemera that you might have come across when you're on a journey, say for instance. So I'm just going to flip two. So there's 4 journaling cards all up, just the little cluster again. And in here I've got, I think this is just the sweetest, it's a napkin on a coffee dyed index card with a little stamp on it there, and I just think that is just so cute. So I'm looking over here, and they stick up the top, which is fine, that's alright. So what can I put in here where you can still see? What if I've got all these little notebooks, so what I might do is I might sit that there like that. You can still see the bird, and then that's just the notebook's actually sitting inside the pocket, and that's like a little decoration on the outside. I also haven't decorated the insides of the pockets. Once again, I wanted to leave something for you guys. So we've got 3 different tags here. So we've got large, medium and small. I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious, isn't it? And they take up quite... So they're the journaling cards. Anything I've done that I've put together has got 3 layers. So it's got the paper, the scrapbooking paper, then it's got the manila folder, and then it's got a piece of copy dyed paper on the back of it to line it. So just that manila folder that we buy in the as staples for office work. So that's that page, and that's the butterflies. And this is like 5 random pieces of scrap paper that I've put together, and I've just made a little band for it, and that little band there is the branding strip of... I'm just having a look at what I've got here. Yeah, that's just the branding strip off the paper themselves. So I might add two to this one. So we've got the brand, we've got the 5 little pieces of paper that you will be able to use in something you're doing, and we'll just pop an extra couple of tags in there. Once again, it's just a little cluster. In every book that I've done, this decoration is different, but whatever the ephemera is in here is what it'll be in the other ones. So I made a mistake, didn't I? So open up the little envelope that I've made, and I've got 3 pieces of paper in there, and it's kept together with a little Velcro dot. Now the thing that I've just done is I have to remember so they're all the same. I've added those. I've added 2 of those, and I've added 1 of these. So that means that I can remember when I'm going through. They might not go back in the same, they might not go into the same pocket, but they will be included. There's another little cluster there. And here, this one, so this is a piece of vellum. Then I've got a piece of the scrapbooking paper. Then I've got a watercolour and a sketch paper in there, and it's just held together with a little eyelet and a little bit of seam binding with the bow. Now that can be used, you can take all those pieces apart to use it in a different piece of ephemera, or you want it to make something. And the cluster up the top, like they're on all of them. Now these three tags are the tags that come with the die cut, the folder, the actual binder itself. So they're there, little painted silence. Now in here, this is ephemera out of one of the scrapbook pads, and I've just lined them with some coffee dyed paper and inked around them, so they're good to go. So that goes there, and that little green butterfly. And here we've got these little bingo cards. It says perfect smile, discover. Well, I don't know what went wrong with my head when I was counting, but I actually counted really badly, and I've got lots left over, so I would like to share them with you. So I've just got to put 3 over here as a reminder that they're what I've got to add into all the next of them. It's a process, and it's big. It's a big project, and I'm just so proud that I've been able to finish it. Just while I put these back, I'll take this opportunity to say hello to everybody. This is the reason why videos halted, not because I lost interest, but admittedly I haven't quite felt the best, but I've been putting all this together, so I don't think there's really much wrong with me, honestly. I was just putting this together. I think I might have got just a bit obsessed, that's all. So we've got those there, so we've got 6 of those in there instead of 3. This is another envelope with the same amount of papers in it that's back there. Now here's another little coin, exactly the same as what's inside. It's the same composition, it's not going to be exactly the same because the papers are different. And then I've just used, when I cut out the sheets of these, there were bits that weren't even, so there'll be only like 3 rows of left, or just dream left, so I've cut them all out to use them. So that's what these are. They're little leftovers from cutting out. And then in here I've put 3 pieces of ephemera. Just, I don't know, I just like this particular paper with the Kaiser. Not 100% sure on whose paper that is. It might be Creative Impressions. No, I can't think of it. So, and then on the back we've got our cover. So that is what I've been really working hard on doing. And you know what the good thing about this is? It counts as our 1 tub at a time, or whatever container really, because as I say, 1 basket at a time. But I've also got unfinished things and things stuck in the 12 by 12s that needs to be finished. So this is actually jumping ahead of my basket number 2 series, and we've finished 3 before we're finished with 2. Makes sense in my head. So I'm going to sit that in there so that doesn't get lost, and I know that's number 1 if you're interested in that one. Okay, now like I said, I'm not going to take out all the ephemera again. If you're just unsure, just go back to the beginning and it'll be all in there. Every cluster's different and it's got little odds and bods on there. I didn't count how many. I don't know if there's exactly the same amount of charms on this one that's on this one. I've just done what looked pretty and left it at that. So this is number 2, so I want to get another. Might be better with the pattern on that because that's a bit. So we'll grab this one. So that's just the extra journal card, remember? I'm not showing you, I'm just putting them in as we go. And it's a bit tight. That's because there's 3 of them there. So after I did all the envelopes, once I did all the pages, sorry, and I had it all together and everything else, I decided to put a pocket on the front and back. So then I had to get the split pins out, and then I had to go and die cut them all. And I just, yeah, this was done sort of like an idea that kept growing like Topsy. So yeah, I tried to improve it as I went. So this is just my collage on there, and I've got an extra one to put in there, and I'm just like, this is totally different to the last one. The glare's coming up a little bit, so that's that one there, that page, and that's our index card. That's got acetate over it, so it looks like an old picture. Now, did I? No, I didn't. So they're the 3 tags that I did. Then there's this one. So these backgrounds of what I've done with some watercolor, and some of them have got a shiny. They've got a mica in it to make it shiny. So that's that one. And then there's this one that I need to grab 2 tags for. Add those in there. And then there's that one there, all in the family. and just a little organza type. Getting a lot of reflection today. So there's the envelope that we saw, and then there's just a little, I really like the stepping stones, so that's my little cluster there. Now that's the little one I showed you about, and I believe we want an itty bitty book, so we'll go with this one, put it in there like that. I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but then there's this one here. They're in a frame, and I've just got them coming out of the frame a little bit because I just thought that looked sweet. I just really like that. There's that one there, and the three that came. Now this one has also got acetate over it, and then it's got these really lovely little leaves. I'm not 100% sure where I've got them from. I think I got them from one of our cheap shops. I'm hoping I'll come across them again. They really are good. What have we got in here? We've got our 2 cards there. Now this one says enjoy, but if you don't want to put that there, you can cut that off and still use the rest of the card. I've missed one, I think. No, done that. No, we're good. We're on. Then I've used the hexagons because hexagons are just fun. So that's that page there. That one here, I need 3 of those. So these are all. So we've got happy there. So we'll go happy. Hasn't got forever. Has it got friends? No, it hasn't. So we'll go there like that. So then we'll slip them in there like that. So there's 6 of these, and they've all been inked and backed, and they're ready to go for you to slip in to a journal that you're making. So I'm just hoping that this is all going to be quite useful for you. And then we've got that one page, and we've got a notebook, and then our coin, and then our bits of ephemera in the back there, and that is book number 2. Try and get a little bit quicker because, like I said, they're all the same now except for the decorating. So there's another tassel there, and we'll go into here. We want another one of these. So they're the journaling cards, a little pocket with bits and pieces. Now I've used chippies, little it's almost like a balsa wood, a thick cardboard cutouts of, and I think this one's a fairy sort of butterfly, kind of like, I guess, a natural. So that's that one there I've done, and then there's the journal card that goes in there, and then we have a dove and just some, that's a die cut there, and just, you know, just some little layering going on. There are our 3 tags, and that is a decoration on that one. Now this one we want 2 tags to fit in there with it. I thought I'd done all this, but when I realised how much was left over, I thought I'd really like to share the extras with you. So that's another one, got the little, I really like that one there. And that's an envelope with the 3 pieces of scrapbooking in it, and that's a collage. And this one we want a little notebook to go over the top of it. So we'll sit you there like that. And that one, I don't know if you can see, that's a tree. So this one's quite dimensional with all the chipboards on it. It's really lovely. And that's our 3 there. That's the collage for that page. That's our 2 sentiment cards. Sentiment. And I like that one. It's kind of like she's sitting up on the moon with the moon behind it. It's very nice. I like that one. Now we want 3 more of these. So we've got friends, happy moments. I better get a couple from the bottom or we'll end up with all the same, won't we? Okay, so we've got all those in there. And this is the last page. It's another envelope, and then we've got the ephemera pieces there. So that's number 3. Is like a fairy botanical one, and there we go. A big little pendant on it, and then it's got each one of them have got the coin on them, and this is so light. It is so light. It's Indonesian. So there we go. We've got those bits, and then we want a journaling card with journal. It's got the journal. We've got our little coin pocket, and these also are chipboard as well. So this, you can see the chipboard there. We want another one of these in there. And the chipboard there, a little picture. And we've got our little flowers going up there. They're oh, I'll tell you. I will tell you. Minte. They're Minte chippies that I'm using. Sorry about that. I just had I'm worried about taking so long showing you all these, but I think there's a lot to see. And there's that one. Like I said, they will be in our shop. Then we've got an envelope there. Now, our little birdies. Now we want another little booklet to go in here. And our little feature chipboard. Then we've got our die cut tags. Then we've got, I ran out of these cards, so I put another little notebook in there with it. I don't know whether I ran out or I just misplaced it. So that's on a embossed piece of paper with a spray. And then we've got these here. You can see this one's a little bit thicker because of all the chipboards that I've put in there. Memories. Okay, so we'll go smile, believe, perfect. So there's 6 of those all up. The other envelope, and then at the back we've got our little coin pocket and our ephemera at the back. And this one's number 4. And that one's thicker than the rest of them because I've used the chipboards, so you can see that it's a little bit thicker. So I've tried to make each one of them different while they're basically all the same, and that does make sense in my head. And there's the tassel on this one. I'd say this is, yeah, that's Indonesian, the weight of it. So, same. Same with all the ephemera. But what makes them special and different is each one has got a different set of decorations. So I might as well just stick that in there now. There goes the helicopter. So we've got a little collage there, and then in this one I've just put in a little bit of a tag to go in there. Now that tag has got a manila folder backing and a coffee dyed backing, just to give it a little bit of strength to go in and out. And I thought this one would actually quite suit a male. They might not want all the ephemera, but it could be a very handy. No reason why it couldn't be empty, be handy for someone to be putting all sorts of little business notes and stuff that you need. So there's a little tag in that one, and I think each one of them's about four layers, 1, 2, or three in a tag. So there's our little bird there. Here's our tag here. Then I've stamped that there, and then we've got our 3 tags that I made, and then we've got a couple of tags in here. It's kind of like extra. I've made this into a pocket. That's the decorating. It doesn't count as anything that I've got in here. It doesn't count as what ephemera you get. So I guess you're getting bonus bits with this one, because I've used tags to decorate the front page. So they go in there with that. And they're 5 pieces of paper that as you can see, will make a tag, big enough to make a tag. This one's a belly band, and I've put that in there. I think you can start to see where the hours started racking up a bit with all this. I know I'm crazy, aren't I? But I love it. Such a sense of just happiness, and I actually feel proud of myself that I've seen this all the way through to the end. They're our die cuts. This is our decoration here. And the tag. That's just been stamped on a really old book paper. There's our 2 little sentiments. This, once again, these are a part of this page's what do you call it? Decoration, not part of the count. So we've got perfect memories, and so believe will go there. Happy, we'll go dream and discover. Right, so we'll put them in there, and there's 6 different ones. I'm not going to, by the time we get to the end, we'll have 6 separate ones. We'll do our best. So that's that, and then there's this one, smile, and that's the tag that goes in there. Then this is the notebook, and the notebooks have all just got plain white paper like that in there. They're not decorated. And then this is Crafter's Companion. I think that these have come from Crafter's Companion, all these, and these are the type of ephemera pieces that are in the back pocket, just 3 little ones. There's the envelope, and there we go, speaking of, and then that's number 5. Okay, number 6. So here's our little tassel and front cover for plenty of room there to do what you'd like to do with it. Same thing here, I've put one in there, journal cards, and these are the ones that I've got itty bitty tags, so they're 2 inches, and they're just so cute. And the beautiful darkroom door stamp with the pot. Now on some of them I've got the pen. Now that's a darkroom door stamp. and then on some of them I've used the rose, and that's the pot. So we've got two there. We've got I've added a little notebook there. Now they all are basically the same. So here's a different pen. So this dark green. So what I've done is I've stamped that on a little bit of manila folder, that pen, and look how great it looks. I love it. So then I've got my little collage going with just a little bit of sewing here and there, and then we've got our tags in here. We've got the little rose, the lights causing problems. So there we've got the rose, the little pocket, and it's the same but it's different. I know that's an oxymoron. They're using the same formula, but I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. So just to have it a little bit different. So I've got different images, different tags on each page, but there is a theme, like I said, that runs all the way through them. So that's the envelope, and that's that page, and this is the embossed. And instead of putting a rose or a pen there, I've textured that up and got that there and sewn it down and down here. Now 3 tags. So here's our little tag, and there's the roses. Look beautiful, don't they? And then another pen, and then I've already put the 6 in there, and then that one, then the envelope, and then that at the back. Now I did say they're all exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the way I've decorated these pages, but I do believe that I'm not correct in saying that. So have a look at them and decide which one you like. There's not a big difference between them all, but there might be like one extra thing in one and not the other, so that sort of difference. So here I've got a dangle, and it's got lots of dangles on it. Well, it's a dangle, isn't it? And this is like, they've all got a coin. I might have forgotten to mention that, I don't know. This one is 1986. I don't know, I'm thinking it might be Indonesian, but look at that. But Sri Lanka, Malaysia. Doesn't count, big wrong country. So there we go there with those little bits and pieces on it. And then we go inside and we want to put another journaling card. It's a little bit smaller, so we'll get one about the right size, and we'll put you in there like that. I hope I'm not going to run out. I might have to restock a bit. And then once again, you see, so this is different again. So I'm using frames with these. This is a die cut, a frame die cut that's around there, and I've framed up a flower, which is a die cut. So there's a little frame that I've done. So just use frames in all different ways. I'll take that one out because the one at the front is a music one, so we may as well give something a little bit different if we can. And then we've got our little index. So you can see I've used a frame. Frames are the theme of this folder, and then we want to put 2 tags in here with our 5 strips of paper. So I found that if we push that one over there and we put these 2 in here, it keeps that from sliding too much. So there's that, and then there's the wedding photo, an envelope, and then that's a flower box. It's like my little flower box down the bottom, place over it with flowers in it. little notebook. Now I was putting, this will be on its side, but that's okay. That's a little notebook there. Throw them in on my collage there when we were young. That's our 3 die cut ones, and then we've got another floral frame there. Then we've got our 2 little journal cards, and then that's like a little tattered doily. And then we've got our flowers there. We've got, so we can have a dream. I might have to cut a few more of these up. I can't believe I'm going to run out of them. I have enough, don't worry. I've got you guys like that, so I want a dream, a happy, and a perfect. And see whether or not I've got these down to singles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Would you believe I'm going to have the perfect number? So they go in there together. And then our flowers. And then we've got our notebook there. So because that's pretty dark, I might put this one in here just because we can. Just a little notebook. And we'll put it down there like that. And then, oh, she's not looking happy. I think originally when they started taking photos, it wasn't cheese, and the back cover's like that. It wasn't cheese. It was take that ridiculous smile off your face and frown. I'm sure that's what they were told to do. They all look like they were going in front of the flower, and it's quite not the camera's lens. And now this one doesn't have quite as many dangles on it because it's got the big, that's a tree of life. So that's quite big there, like that. And then I've put a little plastic gem on it, and there's a little Pegasus there and a key. So now here we go again. So if you're wondering, if these, like I said, these will be up in the shop. I love this one. This turned out really good. This is where I thought, wow, let's use some green. I wanted to use a different colour, and I was surprised that the green looked as well as it did. So that's one of the tags. Now I did do a video on this one. These tags were quite a bit longer and wider, and I've just cut the tags down. So that's a tag shape that I cut from a tag. Just reduce the size of it, that's all I'm saying. So now we've got another one that we can put a music in there. So here once again I've cut down a tag. That's a little cute typewriter that goes in there like so, and the little collage that I put on here. So remember I was saying about the leftover bits from that's them there. Yeah, all of these have got tags. Today is a good day, and I've used all these card toppers that really are beautiful. I thought they matched the green well. So there are tags. They've all got tags. My hands are a bit sore, so it's not that difficult to get them in and out. It's just I'm a bit wonky, and they're just beautiful images. And then I've got a different image on every page. Tag there, and we've got an envelope. This is another pocket. It's 1, 2, 3 layers with a tag. 1, 2. About the same on each one, I think. So there's, I think I already put a little. Was that the other one? Oh, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is, that's a little bit too big. I'll put that one in there. And I've got lace on these ones and a little bit of photocopied cheesecake. Am I dreaming food here? Aren't they beautiful? Cheesecloth is actually what I meant, but I think it's more of a muslin, because I'm pretty sure it's finer than a cheesecloth. There's some more of those numbers there. Our little, and there's like, that's how you can use the leftover bits when you cut them out. That's a notebook, and I think that looks very pretty there next to this type of paper. So we'll pop you down in there, and then the envelope, and then the back the same. So that's that one. So that's number 8. Just 2 more to go. I hope you're enjoying looking at these. They're all different. They've all got their own personalities. So you can see they're all genetically from the same family, but they look different. And this one, what I like is just look at all of the seam binding in this one is comes over the top, and I try to make it really pretty and colourful, and I do believe I have. So that one's there. So number 9, what have we got here? We've got a dangle, so we've got a 100 Rupal? I'm having trouble saying Indonesia again. So we've got a couple of little charms there. We've got a bead, the coin, and the key. So our little pocket. Now the pocket's the same front and back, in case I forgot to mention that. So we're going to put you down there, and we've got die cuts here. So this is all bits of, so this is a die cut out of a magazine, and behind it is a die cut that I've ripped down. So when you're looking at your die cuts and trying to get them to get more use out of them for the money, think about things like, you know, ripping it, having half of it, changing it into something else. So that's a tag there. That's our, now that's interesting. This one's going to be different because okay, so there's not 2 lots of journaling cards in here, but there's one, two envelopes. Right, so you get 2 envelopes in this one, and I've only just got the journaling cards there. So that's our little index card, and then that's all mama. Pretty self-explanatory. So that's the theme of this one. You kind of get a sense of what the theme is as we're going through. So there's our 5 little pieces. So we'll put 2 more tags in here. Little girl. Our envelope and our intrepid little, and I've put gold, artificial gold flake, gilding flakes around it. So there's our little art book. So we're going to put this one in here as well. I loved you yesterday. I love you still. I will always have, and I always will. So that's a nice one to have there with the girls. that could well and truly suit the girls there. This is a die cut behind it. So this one is the highlight die cuts. This is like a grungy fence type thing. This is a die cut. So I've really tried to use up some die cuts and some little people. Got a ridiculous amount of them. And that's a die cut there as well. And I thought that looked really quite good. And we want 3 more of those. Oh no, see, I can't count because I don't have 3 spare. Dream, discover friends, dream, discover, right. So these are right. So they are all sorted. And then we have a notebook, a very tall notebook there. So what would I like to go with that one? Now I'm looking back because see we've got in here. He's not looking any happier than when he was here. So that's one day posing on the left hand side of the motel he's staying at in the early 20s. And here he is, he's standing on the right side of the motel. He's still not looking happy. I didn't realise I'd used him twice. He must make me laugh. And then our envelope in the back and our coin pocket. Now both the coin, slow down Vic, both the coin pockets have got the same thing in them. A stamp tag and 2 pieces of just little bits of paper to use as a base to a cluster. Oh, and this one is number 10, so you can see I've got charms coming off there. Now what I didn't mention is I've got all different coloured golds and silvers and some coppers, and the reason why I've done that is this is Brazil. The reason why I've done that is because these don't always have to stay like this. So this is like a resource ephemera folder for you, so they can be taken off because it's just been added with jump rings, so you can take any or all bits off this and split it. There might be something, say this little tree of life just fits something that you're making with a dangle but nothing else works. You can just keep taking off what you don't want there or what you want to use elsewhere, not so much that you don't want to use it, but something that can be used in another place. So we've got those there, and these once again, these are featuring Tim Holtz Little People, or I don't know what you call them. So we've got a journal here, so we want another journaling card. Oh, they're very alike, aren't they? So if we can find, here's one that's different. So we've got 2 journaling cards in there. And there's Dad, dressed, looking very dapper. So I've used big people for this. This is the one where I've used the big people, and they seem gigantic to me now because I've been using the little people. It's quite funny, isn't it? So, and the other thing on here too is I did decorate each side. The inside pockets have got a little cluster on them. I'd forgotten about that. I looked at that and didn't even notice. So this little man sitting on a wall. I like his little wall. His little wall's cute. There's our 3, and see, he's got his arm resting up against the brick wall where it's just come away a little bit. And here's a little cluster on that one. And there's another cluster, so I may as well take these ones because this is lucky last. So I'll put you in there. There the girls are out on the town. Then we've got an envelope, just a little simple cluster. They're all fairly simple collages really at the end of the day. They are lots of fun to do, and it takes a lot for me to say that I'm happy. Now you see I've got a little cluster on there, so I'll just sit that little book there with the artwork, and there's our Dapper Dan sitting on his wall. He's stone by, so I've made this brick fence, you see, it goes all the way along, and in some places it's crumbling. So there's the 3 there, and there we've got our little army bugle boy. Then we've got our 2 cards there, and we're getting married, and we've got married by the look of it. And then we've got our 3 here. So what have I got? Forever dream. Do we have moments? Would go with that. There you go. I've got exactly 3 left. 1 despair. 1 journal despair, that is. There's 3 cards. It's 1. So that's them in there. And then there's a young lady going out to go to the pictures, waiting for a bow to pick her up. And there's a notebook. So we'll put, and there's a simple little cluster. I keep forgetting about the clusters there. That one is a little tag, a little sticker. And 40. So yeah, I did forget, sorry. They're just simple little collages really. So this one is a piece of coffee paper cut down, and that's a vellum sticker that I've stuck over the top of it. So it's sitting there like that, and there's a little sailor boy. And then we've got our envelope, and then we've got everything else in the back, and that is number 10. So that is my 10 Ephemera binders, which has taken me 2.5. Well, I put it away for quite a while, but since I've had it out again, thinking that this is it, I've got to finish it. About the last 4 weeks, I think, maybe somewhere around there, 4 or 5. I haven't counted. All I know is that I am done. Well, not quite, because I have to go through and photograph them all now, and get some nice pictures and get them listed up in the store, which I'm hoping will be early this week. So I do hope you have enjoyed having a look at my massive one basket at a time. And do you see this? My hand underneath? It's empty. I've got 2 of these empty. So it can't be all bad, can it? But when you see it, it's going to be listed as basket number 3, because there were 2 tubs of it, but because it wasn't in a basket or a plastic bag, I do believe it still qualifies. I'm going to call it a basket, because I did include those ones up there. The only thing I find a little bit annoying is I've got number 2 on the way, and I'm finished number 3. I know it doesn't matter as long as I finish something, but my brain says I shouldn't even be videoing these until the basket number 2's done. But life's too short. And basket 2's huge. So on that note, with all my ramblings and carryings on, thank you very much for sticking with me. It's a long video for a show and tell. I hope you enjoy what I've done, and look for them in our shop. Same name, Vicky Dip Rose B and Me Creations. So for now, I'll say good night. Be kind to yourself, and be kind to the person sitting next to you. Bye for now.